I'll chase my dreams through every storm. I'll break the mold, I'll pave my way. I'll seize each moment, come at me. I won't be held back by fear or doubt. I'll chase my dream, and I will scream and shout. I'm a dreamer and I'll always be. With my head up, I will chase my destiny. I'm a dreamer and I'll always be. With my head up, I will chase my destiny. My heart is steadfast, my spirit strong. I will chase my passion all life long. I won't look back, I'll push ahead. I'll make the most of every trend.
On. Hey, my sound, thank you. That is the second time I've done that. Um, so as I was saying before, I'm going to do this a little differently. Mary is fitting us. There's some things that came up that were unavoidable, and she is putting us in between a couple uh, of her interviews today. So she can't do video. So I'm doing video, but we're also on Twitter Spaces. So I'm hoping that she will join us soon so that I can talk to her. And yeah, so we're going to just kind of go with the flow here. And then Martine, maybe, you know, if she can't be on long, you can come on, and if you'd like to. You're always hanging out with me on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock or at 9 o'clock PST. Let me see if I can get Mary on here. All right. Hey, where are you? But I do have a backup. I do have things that we can talk about. There's some exciting stuff going on. I'm working on in the back end things. I will share what Mary's doing. She is a dynamic. Oh, hey. She's going to be here. Okay, cool. Cool. So I'm going to take us off of the Twitter space because no one came anyway. So, okay. Let me put her on the stage. Add to stream. Hey, Mary.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
I can. Oh my God, we are so technology good.
Right? Yeah, I'm doing this while I'm driving, so I'm pretty impressed with myself.
Oh, hey, I'm always impressed with you.
Oh, thank you. Same. We're pros at multitasking.
Well, welcome to the show. I was just saying a few things about what was going on and hoping that you could get us in, you know, we could do the video part of things.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to talk to you about what's going on and about your journey and
Same.
your art. And so tell Mary, you are an entrepreneur, an author, an artist, and you are putting on a really cool event this weekend.
Yes, that's correct. We're doing Techno Bloom on June 10th here in Kansas City, of all places. 7
Awesome.
to 11 p.m. What?
I said awesome.
Yes, yes. Kansas City needs this type of event.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm excited that it's going to receive that, and I feel like it's something that's overdue for this area of the country, if you will. So it's something I'm gradually increasing my excitement for as I get closer to the event.
Wow, yeah. No, you've had a lot on your plate and just getting things organized and set up. So it's hard for you to, get excited about it when you're in the mix of it. So
Facts. Yes, when you're in the planning stage, it's very difficult to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the event to occur. But as I'm getting closer, it's definitely building the excitement for, okay, so we're gonna do this. It's exciting.
Right. Well, and I noticed on your feed you had I wanted to bring this up before. You were in Colorado about a year ago. It's been
Yes.
about a year. I looked at, because when we talked and hung out, it's been a year. And I mean, so you've been thinking about this for an entire year.
Honestly, I think that's a lot of the energy behind it, is that this idea has been brewing for a while,
Right.
and I've been wanting to do something like this that I'm doing this Saturday for about a year or so, because then and there, when I came to Denver this year in
Right.
2023 for East Denver with you, and we spoke with, I really should reach out to him and let him know that he has some unspoken credit. Denver Donks,
Right.
I believe is his
Right.
Twitter name.
Yeah.
He was one of the first gentlemen that we met there at East Denver, and he was telling me about how, his participation in this digital art gallery there in Denver. And I'm
Right.
like, shut up. Denver has digital art galleries? That's what I want Kansas City to have. Like,
Right.
so tell me more about how you're doing that and how that's being recepted, and like how tell me,
Right.
because I felt like, okay, this isn't a crazy idea. People out here are seeing that this is a need, seeing that this is a justifiable way of reaching people, and they're pursuing it. And it kind
Right.
of gave me a newfound motivation for pursuing that here within Kansas City, of
Right.
like, okay, well, I know Kansas City is usually like the last to really step on the stone and do things, but we don't always have to be,
Right. Well, and I really, really wanted to be able to be there in person, but
Yeah.
circumstances beyond my control were there. But my art will be there, so that's awesome. And I hope
Fact, your art will be here,
those
and hopefully we have more of these subsequently in the future that you could attend,
right,
because
right,
I don't want this to be a one and done thing. I want this to make an impact on the community of Kansas City, and then and there create the desire
right.
for this to be concurring
Yeah.
subsequently thereafter.
Second Saturdays, right?
Second Saturdays, it's going to be a thing.
It's a
It's going to be a
thing.
thing.
It's a
It's a thing.
thing.
We are
That's right.
making it a thing. We have
Well,
First
I mean,
Fridays here, and now we're doing Second Saturdays.
right. I think, that's easy to remember, and everybody knows that, oh, okay, second Saturdays. Huh, okay, I can do that.
Right? And First Fridays are our habitual art date here for the artist community in Kansas City has been First Fridays, and I've heard a lot of people mentioning that First Fridays is difficult for them to attend because
Right.
they're working on Friday, and it usually begins at 5 or 6 p.m., and they
Right.
can't make it on time. So with this being on a Saturday, most folks are off work, and it starts at 7, so it creates an easier entrance for everyone.
Yeah, no, I mean, 7 to 10 sounds like the perfect time. I'm going to go ahead and share the website on our screen here, because I just love the website, and it has all the information anybody needs. And you have a call for artists on your website,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, and artists have been clicking on that, and I hope they continue to click on that because I have that there for a reason. I'm not
Right.
doing it to make everyone feel comfortable and accepted. I actually want people to submit and think that they're, I think us as artists, we have a tendency to think that we're not going to get accepted. And yes,
Right.
that does happen. That does happen. Like sometimes
Right.
you don't get accepted. But what does it hurt to try?
Well, yeah, if you never try,
You know?
all I can say is no, right? So
Exactly. The worst people could say is no.
that's right. And I wanted to ask a question for the artists out there who might be interested in, doing the call for artists. Do you have to be present? Are you going to do just digital? I mean, I know you'd prefer people to be present, but if somebody's in Dubai, maybe, if you want to show art from Dubai, they aren't going to be able to come to Kansas. Or Missouri, sorry.
Correct. It honestly depends because my whole platform originally that I intended upon was that art was going to be shown in person,
Right.
by artists, digital art in real life, and I'm realizing going forward that my ambition for this mission is obviously a hurdle for a lot of folks, especially if they don't live in Kansas City. It's one thing if you live within the community that this is taking place within, to be able to attend and be able to promote what you're doing. But if you're not within Kansas City, how can I really am honestly, side note, getting anxious for holograms. They can come around any time now. It'd be great. Because I really want to be able to have people not only interact with the art, but with the artist. And be able to talk to the artist and ask them questions, about their process and how they do things and connect with the art on the level of not only resonating with the picture, but with resonating with the process and with the artists themselves. And when the artist is there, they can so much more easily do that than if they're remote. So if I could have people be in holograms, be able it would be amazing.
Well, that would be the ideal, but maybe an interim thing would be a live video feed with somebody, with the artist if they aren't there personally. So,
yes.
I mean, it might open it up to a few more opportunities for artists to come. But
I would like to ask artists if they were interested in possibly, in that manner of working around the lack of holograms, but being there in person, if they would be able to feel comfortable with, and I don't want everyone to do this, but like in a scenario that they can't make it, like maybe do a live feed where then I have them projected on a screen, on a monitor, where attendees can then, converse with them just like you and I are now. And it's like, yes, I'm here. I'm not physically present, but I'm still here, and you can ask me questions about my art, and I can converse with you.
Right. No, exactly. I think that might be a good interim solution for you. But I mean, so tell us a little bit about the event and what you have planned, because you have so much. It's very I'm really disappointed I'm not going to be there personally, but you have so much going on. It's going to be so exciting. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so we are going to have a full lineup for our premiere show. We have Thieves of Flight, which is an aerial gymnastics troupe from Kansas City that's going to be performing during the art event. So it's physical performance. It's art in motion, if you will.
Right. I have them on the screen right now, so that gives people a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, they'll be doing very beautiful ambient movements, as they drop down from the 14-foot high ceilings of this historic West Bottoms building. draped in scarves, twirling in rings, doing what they do with their craft,
Right.
to create more of a free flow environment of the energy that's going to be transpiring there for the art show. And then on top of the aerial gymnasts that will be dropping down from the ceiling, we're going to have Andrew Emile, a Kansas City native resident artist that is now transplanted in Chicago, and he'll be coming back to Kansas City for one night only music set, doing the music for this event, which is going to be phenomenal. To me, music is extremely important, and if the music does not fit, I have a hard time enjoying it. So I know that with him on deck, on the tables, that we're going to have wonderful music. And he, on top of that, is bringing his black and white photography that he has started doing while living in Chicago of still life.
Right.
And it is really moving. He really has tried to go and take everyday scenes in Chicago and the skyline of Chicago and the street life of Chicago and capture it in ways that are from a whole different perception.
Right.
And looking at it from different angles.
Yeah, I looked at some of his work. It was very evocative and passionate. I mean, so he was, it was really good. So I think, he's going to add so much.
Yeah, it's great to have someone from Kansas City that has been gone to another place, come back to infuse energy into this Kansas City event. So super excited to have him there. And then we're also going to have Paper Buddha, who is a digital collage artist, and his art will be using projectors, and that will be transpired and viewed on the brick walls of the space that we're in. Very large. We're looking to do a 14-foot high, tentatively 7 to 8 foot wide landscape. Maybe even we might even switch it up and do a 7-foot tall, 20-foot wide landscape. I'm not sure. We have options, but it's going to be phenomenal to be able to see that projected on the walls of the space that we're in, and be able to have that art in the mix as you're walking around, listening to the music, seeing these beautiful aerial gymnasts, like I said, dropping down from the ceiling. And then we're going to have Laser Lou there, and a few little pocketed rooms. He's going to have these little cubby rooms where he's going to be showing his laser art, and you can kind of duck into these little side rooms and see his laser art, which he does projected onto glass and mirrors to create a phenomenal laser light show that is just super psychedelic and so fun. And I don't think anyone from Kansas City has really experienced anything like that yet.
Right.
So I think people from this area will definitely be very blown away by what they're seeing, because I've lived in Kansas City for half my life, come and go, and we have not had something like this, like these artists come through Kansas City. So I'm hoping that for the people that arrive and appear and see this, that it'll channel and open windows of creativity for them and inspire them to do new things in their art, because it's a whole new way of experiencing art.
Well, I mean,
and,
you've done a phenomenal job with curating and putting all this together in such. I mean, you've really done this in like 3 months. I mean, March, April, May, June. Yeah, 3 months. You've pulled this entire thing together. That's truly amazing. I mean, I'm really.
I don't know.
You have so much more energy than me.
I don't know what it takes other curators to do a show, because honestly, my method is to fuck around and find out. It's very scientific, and I don't waste a lot of time with like researching or asking other people like how they do things.
Right.
I just
Do it.
typically look at, yes, exactly, how to do it. And so as I was going about the process of planning this, I was just in the motions of doing it. I
Right.
also think that the universe played a huge role in making this happen, because had it not been for the collaboration with the space that I was able to partner with to have this with,
Right.
you know, I wouldn't have the aerial gymnasts, and I
Right.
wouldn't have these certain things. So I feel like when something is meant to happen,
It does.
you know, it's exactly, it just lays itself out. So I didn't
Yeah.
face a lot of roadblocks in the
Right,
process
right.
of creating this.
Now, and that's, I wanted to add that I think that we have talked about that in the past, that, when I've done certain things similar, and it's just kind of all unfolds, and everything, just happens. I mean, you meet the right people to make that happen, and then that person shows up, and then if one door closes, another one opens. So, it's really exciting to see, and I'm really happy to be able to support you and cheer you on.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm super excited that now is the time, and
Right.
it's going to be a beautiful night. We might even get some rain and showers here in Kansas City over the weekend to kind of break the humidity, because
Oh, nice.
the weather here is not exactly.
So are you ready to show your art? I mean, have you been able, I mean, because I know you're so busy, have you been able to get ready for yourself?
Yes, that's actually what the primary focus is for me remaining this week, is preparing my art and setting up my display for my art exhibit, because everything else is aligned and ready to go.
Awesome.
So now, in typical artist fashion, I'm doing myself last, and so I have a really exciting idea that I'm super anxious to implement and have people see, because to me, an art show, if someone says art show, it's not, and it usually is, but in my mind, I'm speaking from my perspective, an art show should be more than just walking into a space or gallery and walking around and looking at pictures on a wall.
Right.
I understand that that's the way it has been traditionally, but I guess I'm kind of, in a way, wanting to break traditions and change the way we experience art.
Right.
And I want it to be interactive. I want it to be immersive. I want it to be touching, moving. I want people to question everything. And that's my objective. From the moment they step through, from the moment they exit. And I have lots of little hidden things that I'm doing to implement that. And
right. So it's the
with,
meow wolfish type things.
a little bit, yeah. I touched the wrong button on my phone.
Oh, you're
there.
good. I still see you.
I'd chosen to do Lo-Fi Anime Lady, which is the name of the piece or series that I created a couple months ago for this show. And ironically, it coincides with the theme of the show, which I didn't really set a theme per se, but I have a lotus flower on the flyer for the show. I have Paper Buddha, who is obviously Buddhist art. And then I have myself showing Lo-Fi Anime Lady, which is like a Tokyo underground type aesthetic. And when you implement all of that, you have like this underlying Asian theme that I didn't even realize I was conceptualizing.
Right.
But here it is. And so I've reached out to a vintage Japanese motorcycle group here in Kansas City to ask them to do a motorcycle meetup outside in the adjacent lot. Originally, I was wanting to have lowriders outside, and ironically, even though they liked the idea, I didn't have anyone commit to it, and I was very disappointed about that. But then once I realized I had so much underlying Asian themes, I'm like, why don't I have some, vintage Japanese bikes outside? So,
that's a good idea.
Right? So, we're just kind of going with the aesthetic and the theme of the art that's being showed with that, and using that to help build the community. And I am very excited to have people experience my art in a way that is more than just walking up and seeing it on a monitor and then walking away. It's going to be a whole vibe.
Whole vibe. I was going to ask, and I haven't talked to you, but you had mentioned it in the past. Are you going to have somebody film the event, or do, so you can capture it?
Oh, definitely. We have to get.
Because I'm so excited. I want to see that. I wish it was going to be live.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, we definitely will have a videographer on site, and we'll have plenty of videos and pictures. I would like to ideally have it streamed live. We'll see if we can pull that off. If we can get someone to focus and just be on camera.
Right. Well, I mean, if you need some help with that, I mean, I can be here and help, kind of host it or whatever if somebody's streaming it. So just in the background, just let me know. I'm here to help if I can.
Yeah, definitely, because I feel that this is going to be a show that when people find out that it occurred and didn't get to actually be there in person, that there's going to be a sense of remorse of missing it and going, gosh, I wish I could have seen that.
Right.
So I want to try and share that with people in whatever way I can, that can't physically be present, because it really will be a sight to see.
I really, I mean, truly, I'm disappointed that I can't be there in person, but it's what's the word? Well, you're doing something new and innovative. I mean, you are taking, your creativity. I mean, you have so much energy and ideas, and, you're bringing it to fruition. This is truly a feat. And,
well, I keep hearing people say that, and honestly, I don't look at it like that, but I understand that some people do, and I feel that, hopefully, because they do, they look at it as a key, an inspiration, and go, hey, I can do it. There's no rules to this thing. Anybody can do anything. You just have to make that first step.
Right. But I mean, you are,
I make it sound really easy.
You're an entrepreneur. I mean, let's just be honest. You're an entrepreneur, and you don't let obstacles, inhibit you. You just move on forward and just get it done. So, I know that from, as being a friend. So you're just
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lifestyle, and you just do it. So what do you have next? I mean, I know, you're ending, I know you have other stuff going on. I don't want to keep you, but, you have some more marketing or, announcements and stuff that you're doing today.
I'm actually en route to another interview for a local community radio station here in Kansas City, KKFI 90.1 community radio. I'm going to be on Art Speak Radio and discussing the event here in Kansas City this Saturday and sharing that with the community, which I'm super excited to spread it to their listeners, as I did previously with KKFI about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was on their art magazine radio and shared the background of the process of Technic Bloom and this whole planning of it, and it's transpiring. And so going back to KKFI today to do this, And yeah, also going to be at the space today, putting things together every
Oh,
day
nice.
leading up to Saturday, doing a little bit each day. So that way, you know,
Yeah.
Saturday, it's not
Not
this
all at once.
mad rush.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's I wanted to open up. We've got a couple of people in the audience, and I wanted to open it up for questions. If they have any questions for you,
Hit me.
hit us up. We want to hear from you.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Ask me whatever you want.
Right. Well, we'll have to get you on again, you know, so that we can talk more about your journey as an artist, because I know that's you know, I love your art. You do more of a collage type, right? And you integrate AI and
I do a little bit of everything. It depends on what mood I'm in. I feel that it's been very difficult for me as an artist to say that I have a particular medium,
right.
because depending on what mood I'm in is the type of art I'm going to produce, and
Right.
it all varies. So
Right. Well, no, I love your video collages. I mean, I don't
thank
see a
you.
lot of people doing that, and you really kind of bring a lot of thought. Even though it's quick and hits you in the gut sometimes, it makes you think.
Ooh, I'd love to know which one you're referring to, because that's a great compliment to hit you in the
Yes,
gut.
yes,
That's what art should do, is make you
yes,
think and
yes.
move you in some sort of way.
Right, right. Well, exactly, and that's why I think that that you have a gift for that.
Oh
I
wow,
think.
that's a huge compliment.
Well,
Thank you.
well, you're welcome. But I mean, you know, I'm biased. I am your friend, but I do think, you know, that I've seen that ever since you started doing it, even like on Instagram and stuff. So, you know, you really you push people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when I first got on social media in 2018, that I was like, well, what the heck do I do with this? Like, I didn't understand what the heck the point of social media really was,
Right.
and so I just kind of started playing with it to figure out how to transfer my energy into it and get a
Right.
message across that I felt was relative to even putting my energy into social media. So
Right. Right.
I just started messing with it, basically.
Well, and you use a lot of current events.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that kind of touches your heart or makes you, you know, think, and then you throw that out there, and I think that is, I mean, it's almost like, you know, I mean, you use all, you know, it's like a collage video stuff, you know. I mean, you use still images and then you use music. I mean, so it's yeah, it catches people's
Music is big
attention.
for me. It's honestly like very difficult for me, I feel, to give a message without music.
Right, right,
If I try to create art without music, either me listening to it or being played along with the art, I feel that, at least from my perspective, that I'm not able to transmit it correctly. So I use music a lot in my social media art, as much as possible. Um, I wish that I could do that in a way more so with my art in person, but there's a lot of copyright laws that go into effect there. But I
right,
think that's probably why I was so excited that Neil could participate with me in this event and in subsequent events, because I knew that he is on the same vibe as me. He's on the same level, and that his frequency is one in which he's able to very easily read the room,
right,
and transfer the music to match the energy of the room.
right.
And it's not difficult for him to do that. So I knew that whatever was transpiring in the space, his music would be able to match up with that and be able to create that energetic environment in the space, which is like so fundamental to me.
Right. No, I mean, I'm just really excited to be able to see what, all of it come together.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be rad. I'm super excited for it because
the first
I
of
can
many.
see it in my head.
Right.
But it's another thing for people to actually experience what has been transpiring in my head out into a physical space that they're in.
That's very exciting to see and to hear, and I think that it just only gets better.
Yes.
I mean, this is just like the first. This is historic. This is going to be like written about in the history books.
We'll see. I hope.
Well, no, this is the first of many. I mean, you've got Second Saturdays. This isn't just a one-off. Artists that are watching, you can get involved. You can, go to, I'm going to put the website on the screen here. You can go to digitaldreamskc.com, and if you want to get involved, submit your work, and that's very exciting. And you have other things that you're going to evolve. I mean, maybe you'll do a digital space along with your next space. Who knows? Right?
Oh, I mean, when you say digital space, what do you mean?
Well, a gallery that they, people can go to along with your physical space. So if they want to see digitally the artist.
You mean like online?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Like a spatial gallery or something like that.
See, I guess that's part of like a hurdle that I'm facing in my mind is that I feel that since COVID, if you will, around that time, 2020, we've gotten so used to experiencing art online through our phones, through our computers,
right,
in different platforms, that it's a whole different experience to experience it in person.
Right.
And that's what I want to bring. So I guess my energy kind of feels, it's difficult for me to feel drawn to wanting to create a separate digital online gallery experience for people to walk through virtually in the metaverse when, and maybe I'm speaking from my own viewpoint, but I'm burnt out on that.
Right.
Like, I've seen it, I've done it. I want to be in person. I want to see it in another way of experiencing it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get it. I mean, and you're right. I mean, I think that, and you're introducing people to digital art and to the experience, and it's kind of a bridge. It's showing what we've been doing, but in real life.
Yeah, and a lot of these folks here in Kansas City haven't seen even the digital art that a lot of us have been seeing in the online space for the last 2 or 3 years in that medium.
Right.
So to see it in real life for them the first time will definitely be mind-blowing because they haven't even been seeing it online.
Right. So they'll actually be able to then maybe that online experience will open up to them once they see it in person.
Yeah, I really hope this opens a lot of avenues for creativity and people to start doing things for their art as well as looking at other artists that they might have not even known about or been exposed to because they weren't aware of this digital art arena
right.
that has been there for the last few years.
Yeah. No, you're doing, it's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing everything and seeing how it goes, and only good things.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited for Saturday. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, I know you have something else to get to, and I want you to, have enough time to get to your next
Yes, I'm
appointment.
I'm sitting in the parking lot outside
Right.
the building right now.
Yeah. No, you're good. And I don't want you to have to, just 5-minute rush to get in there. So I'm going to let you go. And it was so good talking to you.
Same. Yes, I'm
I-
really glad that this worked out, and I hope that anyone that listens to this today or sees this today goes,
we lost
hey.
you. Okay, hold on. Okay, you went out for a little bit. So I caught your last, I hope anyone that was.
Oh yeah, anyone that sees this or hears this, I hope that it inspires them in some way to try something new. If they have an idea that they've been sitting on, just do it, or if they would like to participate in the shenanigans that we're doing in Kansas City, hit
Yep.
me up.
Yep.
I'm a very open person. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna just shun you because you're not in the clique.
Right, exactly. Martine, who's in our audience, he just he already submitted to applied for your call. So.
Oh, excellent. What was his name?
Martine, Dr. Martine Raskos something.
Did he do it today?
Huh? Yeah, he did it today. He just did it.
Okay.
So
Okay, awesome. I will check my email.
Yes. Thank you, Martine. She'll look at it later today. She's got so much going on.
Yeah, I will definitely look at it later today. Because like I said, we have subsequent shows coming up, and I'm wanting to put artists into those shows. So definitely.
Okay, cool. So excited. If you need anything from me to help, if I can at a distance, I will be happy to do it. And
Definitely.
I'll be promoting you virtually.
Woo!
And yay, woohoo!
Exactly.
So excited. And thanks for coming in today and taking the time. I know it was it's a busy week for you. So
no, thanks for having me. I really appreciate this. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that transferred some positive vibes.
That's awesome. Yes. Very cool. Thanks, Mary.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right, everybody. Now, I just wanted to finish up our show today now that everybody can hear me. Thank you for coming. It was great to talk to Mary. There's so much stuff, so many cool things going on now. We are at about, in about 15 minutes, Nick and Fur are going to have a Twitter stream to our Twitter Spaces, I should say, a Twitter Spaces, so that we can share about what's going on with the art packs, which is a very, very exciting event or project that Nifty Dreams is involved with and supporting. And I am also working, and I just wanted to mention this, that I'm also working on the website, niftydreams.com, and working on the back end. And we've got some courses that I've been developing. The first one will be marketing for artists. And that will be free to everybody. And then we'll have some more advanced courses that will be available only to dreamers. So that is very exciting. And that is all coming along. I've got the infrastructure set up, and I'm finishing up on the content hopefully this week. And I'll have something to show you next week, possibly. Although I do want to mention that we will be skipping a week for our Wednesday weekly Dreamers Download show, because I will be having a nothing serious, an outpatient surgery, and I just wanted to be able to take the day off and maybe recover a little a little bit. So does anybody have any questions in the audience, or do we have anything else that anybody wanted to address? I am here and willing to answer any questions that you would have. Oh, thank you, Martine. I appreciate that. And I will DM you about maybe helping with some future courses that we are developing. I'm looking. I also wanted to mention that there is a survey that I would like, and I know several people have already responded to the survey, but we're looking to get information and feedback about how to move forward with the education arm of Nifty Dreams and what we are going to produce and offer for you guys. So that is happening. So if you could share that, and I'm going to share that again. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of water here. To get more feedback. And I know a lot of our dreamers are around the world with, and they use on their phone. So I am working on making sure that all that content is available easily through a phone and formats correctly and all those things. So I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And again, if you have any questions, I'm available. You can DM me, and you can follow me at vlane.art. And again, don't miss the upcoming show. Let me just go ahead and actually give out the link to the Spaces show on Twitter for Nick and Fur. I'm going to try to make that also. And that should be on. Let's see here. I'm just going to share it with everybody just in case. But it's happening in 15 minutes. So here we go. I'm getting really kind of used to this being on a camera thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying that, being on camera or watching me on camera. So let's see here. All right. There, I posted it to the comments, and then I also posted it on the screen. So again, thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it, and sending everybody good energy and good vibes. We will see you next week. Or no, sorry, the week after. Bye, everybody. Okay. I'm trying to learn how to do these transitions, which I think are very, very nice. Bye.